Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I stopped down at the Restore and found a pair of Craftsman Professional Robo grip pliers. I'd never owned a pair of these, and since they were only marked $3, I figured it was worth a while to buy a set of them and just to see how they worked. I also picked up this very nice Craftsman screwdriver. It's a straight bit screwdriver. The tip is a little hammered. Somebody has used it pretty hard, and it's going to be really tough to try and sharpen that tip, but we're going to give it a shot. This isn't used to drive screws in, it's for starting screws. Then this little guy, I don't know much about it. It's a master wrench, 8-inch. Patented, Healer, made in USA. Got me. But it was interesting, and it looked like something I might have fun playing with. Since altogether the price came up to $6, I figured it was worth the shot, just picking up these three and see what happened. The main selling point for these Robo grip pliers is that they adjust without having to use two hands. You just grab a hold of the thing and grip it, and it locks up. So you can kind of ratchet around and the thing will grip onto whatever you're grabbing. Let you spin around and grab it from all different directions. And it actually holds pretty well. I saw where some people thought it was a good replacement for a pair of channel locks. So let's try it against a pair of channel locks. Pair of channel locks. You can adjust them one-handed, but you got to have something to rest them on. And they grip pretty well. But each time you get a different size bolt, you've got to readjust the channel locks. Notice how I'm grabbing a hold of the channel locks and I'm pulling on them. When you pull on this handle, by putting pressure on this back handle, you close the channel locks tighter and it locks them up on the part. You still need to grab a hold of both sides because it'll tend to slip if you don't. But you don't have to put a whole lot of grip strength on this, because the more you pull on it to just tighten the bolt, the tighter the jaws grip on the bolt. And I see people using them this way. You know, they're trying to tighten something by putting the pliers on and running them backwards. That actually pries the jaws open and makes it harder to tighten the bolt. Whereas if you run it the proper way, like this, pliers tend to lock up on the part and hold it on its own. Now that's one of the strong points that I'm seeing with the Robo grip pliers too. If you hold them like this when you're loosening, and like this when you're tightening, when you pull on the pliers, this jaw tightens up and it causes the pliers to grip much easier. If you try and run them backwards, then you're just relying on the strength of your hand. It's a little better than the channel locks, but still, you want to use them like you're supposed to hold a pair of pliers. Like that. With this head facing away from you when you're tightening and facing towards you when you're loosening. For $2, I can't complain. Now, on eBay, I noticed that there were sets that you could buy listed at $5. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I didn't get such a hot smoking deal. But still, this is in pretty good shape. And it was marked $3 and they took $1 off of it. So, I think I did okay. The other nice thing is, I don't have to adjust it. I don't have to take my hand and hold it off to the side and try and get it lined up. Whatever size it is, it just goes down to that size and grips it. And I suppose you can do that one-handed. Easy enough. Change direction. Then just flip it over and go the other way. These might take the place of my little channel locks in my toolkit. This is a Craftsman Screwholding screwdriver. It says screw holding, that's the name on it. And it'd have a big magnifying glass sitting around. Patent applied for, made in USA. So there's no patent number on it. My dad had these. Not this particular one. He had screwdrivers that were similar to this. This uses a similar type of gripper, but it doesn't have the fancy handle on it here so that you can open this up easier. The idea being that you could press on this, that would open the little tongs on the screwdriver. Then when you released it, they come back and they grip the screw. This would let you reach down inside, grip the screw, and when you took it out, the screw wouldn't fall loose. And when you went to put it back in, you could reach down inside that hole and start the screw. That you had to grip the screw with the tongs once you engaged it, it held. And gripped it, that's just fine. It lets you start it. But instead of pushing on this collar to release, you had to pop it off. Now none of these are for driving the screw down tightly. This is just for starting or the final little bit of removing. Same thing here. You want to have your screwdriver fit the slot and pull it out. They're handy especially for electrical work, because back inside of power panels they put screws in places that it's just hard to get your fingers in, especially when you got the panel filled with wire. So this is a handy thing to have. Outlawn MS, well-known member of the Garage Journal, says, by far my favorite style of adjustable wrench is the Master Wrench made by the Heller Brothers Company out of Newark, New Jersey. Commonly marked with 4/14/25 and 7/5/27 patent dates and a horse logo. The length, Master Wrench, and chrome vanadium is usually marked on the opposite side. Well, this one is marked 8-inch Master Wrench, but there isn't any patent date on it. It does say patented, made in the USA, has Heller and the horse on it, but it doesn't say what the patent date is. Also doesn't say anything about chrome vanadium. Why do I like these so well? The harder you pull, the tighter it grips the nut or bolt. Crescent can't claim that. Open-end wrenches can't. Heck, box-end can't do that. But they do make 6-point contacts, so you are less likely to slip. They make them for hex bolts and as pipe wrenches. On his wrench, the date of the patent is after where it says patented. This one has nothing marked there. This one also has serrated jaws. In the same thread in the forum, 4X Dog says, I've had this one for 30 years or so, rescued it from a forgotten tool crib at the first place I worked out of college. Probably ought to get used more than it does. This one is a 10-inch and it matches mine much closer than the previous one. Looks like these are rather popular, and I got it at a fairly good price. They're listed at about anywhere between $30 and $38 on eBay. Well, let's try this. It says the ones with the Google says the ones with the serrated teeth are more pipe wrenches. So let's get a round rod and see if we can grip that. Well, it's got a better grip than the vise does. And it's easy enough to spin it around. No adjustment to it. You just put it on whatever you're going to latch onto, and it grabs it. Does a nice job. Be a handy wrench to have. Now, since I got it for, this one wasn't marked. It had no price on it. So I don't know what the actual price they thought it should be. But since it was in a lot of 3 items that they sold me for $6, this is a $2 wrench. So I think I did pretty well for a $2 wrench. People are selling them on eBay for $38. Not a bad deal. It also has this little square shank hole on it, which probably would work on a valve. It's got a little less than 3/8 opening. So 5/16 across the flats. You could use this to tighten up a square-headed set screw. Goes for $5. This one goes for $30. And this one I didn't see a price on, but I'm going to say it's at least a couple of bucks. So $35, $37 for $6. Good deal. And actually all of these I'm just going to hang on to. I'm not going to get rid of them because they work so well. So if you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union without the express written permission of the parents or the legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.